Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, man. I'm doing good though, man. Our daughter, man, she gave us a little bit of a tough night last night, so I was tired this morning, man.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah, man.
I really
So
do.
yeah, but I'm here now though, man. So it's all good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, I'm glad. First of all, I want to say thank you for allowing me the time to talk to you, to talk about my message, fatherhood. I'm a
Yeah,
father to six,
I see. I
six
see.
kids, man. Three girls, three boys. So I understand.
Ooh,
When I tell you I overstand, I overstand, bro. You know what I mean?
facts. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so married twice, divorced twice. I have
Hmm.
custody of my oldest three kids.
Hmm.
I do the dual parenting with my second wife with the youngest three.
Hmm.
And what I'm here to do is spread the message about fatherhood.
Yeah,
What is the message of fatherhood? The message of fatherhood is there's different messages because there's different types of fathers out there.
yeah,
You know what I mean? There's
yeah,
different circumstances. There's
yeah.
different environments and conditions where you have to move differently as a father in
Yep,
certain areas than you would have to do in another.
yep,
For you, you
yep.
got your queen with you. You know what I mean? Your wife. So
Yes,
fatherhood for you is different than it is for me being a single dad. You see what I'm
I hear
saying?
you. Yeah.
But at the same time, you know what I mean? Can we translate that
Mm.
to the next generation? Can we translate that to the current generation? Can we translate that to all generations that's still here right now? You know what I mean? And I believe that
Yeah,
I can, not only with me, but with the other dads that's out there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because we out here doing it. We
yeah,
doing it.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? And a lot of times, dads who look like us, are
yeah.
not glorified. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? When I was
we don't see
right,
our image enough in a
right, right,
positive light, you
right. So
know?
when I grew up in Brooklyn, bro, I ain't see no dads. Maybe
Mm.
two
Yeah.
maybe. And I lived in Brooklyn till I was like 16.
Wow.
And then moving forward, I had my first child at 16, 17. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So, I just want to push the fatherhood movement, the
Mhm.
message of fatherhood. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? The experience of fatherhood. I
Yeah.
want to share the experience of
Yeah.
fatherhood with the world. With
Yeah.
the world. You know what I mean? That way I can continue to learn because I'm always a student of life.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And that way I can help others, and teach others. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? We can share this message together. We share a lot of, throwing it back and dropping it low and fights. We share all that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But imagine if we had 1 million people on every single platform discussing fatherhood, family,
Yeah.
ethics, morals.
Yeah.
How much better would this world be?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
what
And
are you
our
depositing?
community specifically.
How cool would it be to have your son-in-law, your daughter-in-law, you know what I mean, be able to watch you before they make the decision to commit to your child, to say, you know what, I don't know about that family. They just a little too strict. You know what I
Mm.
mean? I don't know, because I know that family, they got a higher standard.
Exactly.
Or they be like, you know what, I'm rocking with that family because I know I can meet and exceed that expectation. I know what
Exactly.
they about. I
Yeah.
know what kind of stock he coming from or she coming from. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? So yeah, I'm rocking with them. How
Yeah.
cool would it be to
Yeah.
be able to tap on a YouTube channel or something to see a family history? Because a lot of times we not marrying just the person or
Right.
getting with the
Marrying a
person. We get with
whole.
the family,
Yep. Yep.
the whole tribe, bruh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The weird uncle, the aunt. You know what I mean? The brother who always, you know what I mean? You marrying everybody. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So how about we put that out there? You know what I mean? And we create a different image, and we help people become better than what they are or
Yeah.
grow. I'm not even gonna say better. Grow,
Yeah.
grow,
Yeah.
grow.
I'm definitely with that, man.
So
I think it's time for us to represent uh, our positive images as Black men, right? There's enough negative images out there, right? And it's important for us to show who we are, how we are present, and how we lead our families. My message is all about preparing for fatherhood, right? Preparing
preparation.
for
Mm-hmm.
preparation, man. Laying down that foundation has got to be the number one thing. Laying down a foundation, knowing what your goals are for your family, right? Knowing what you want for your children, knowing what you want for your great grandchildren. At least having some type of idea for the legacy that you'll pass down. And that's really what my whole message is. But as you know, we just had our first child. You know, and
Congratulations again.
thank you. So when I was trying to figure out, I was trying to find information out there that was, like, all right, bet I'm about to be a new Black dad. What is out there for me that is specific to my understanding, that's specific to me out there. And I couldn't find much information out there, of what I should expect to go through. And I don't want any other Black father to have to go through that. I want to be able to provide that platform for them to learn from and be able to see, all right, bet this is some things that I should expect. There's some things that my wife should be probably experiencing right now during this third trimester. These are some things that we should have in mind getting ready for in this third trimester, So that's really what my goal is, when it comes to teaching fatherhood, and, because that's where I'm at right now. I just went through all of that. So what better way for me to prepare the next generation than to teach the next generation,
Absolutely. I look at the next generation or older generations like this. Mm-hmm. I remember when the first iPhone came out. Before the iPhone came out was the iPod. Remember that? Man?
I do. I remember.
The iPod was out before the phone. You see what I'm saying? And, when the phone came out, it was like, oh man, the iPod is out. I mean, the iPhone is out. Everybody kept calling the iPhone, iPod,
Yeah.
And then the iPhone 2 came out. Then the 3. Mm-hmm. Then the 4, then like the 4 point something, the 4C, 4S, mm-hmm. 5. 6, you see what I'm saying? So every generation of the iPhone is better than the last generation.
Of course, yeah.
And you can't take the 5 and compare it to the 13 because it's so far apart.
Yeah.
So for our generation, what are we doing to upgrade them?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? What are we doing to upgrade them? How are we upgrading our next generation? And what you said was so powerful about preparation of fatherhood, because a lot of times, just keeping it real, people like us, at least I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I'm gonna just keep it gully, you know what I mean? And we ain't playing for fatherhood for at least the first 2 children, three, maybe 4. You know what I mean? Sometimes a lot of people just don't plan at all. You just
it just happens. It just happened.
Surprise. It's a little bit more than just happened, but you know what I mean? You got complacent. You know what I mean? So preparation. How do you prepare for the unknown?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The unknown. So I would love that to be one of our focuses if you interested in talking.
Yeah, I think for me, the preparation for the unknown, for me it wasn't like that, right? I came from a family where all of my relatives were married, right? My aunts, uncles, my parents were married. And it's specifically in my father's side of the family, all of the men were married. My father, my grandfather, his grandfather, all the way back. And we were able to trace it. We're able to trace our lineage back to Africa,
Nice.
And that's because of the fact that we came from marriage, if we didn't come from that, it's so much more difficult to trace our lineage, and so with that, I think that's a seed that was able to be grown in me to know what my father's expectations were of me, right? So I would say that for me, I saw marriage, and I knew what was expected. I knew what should have been expected. I knew that my dad, man, when my dad sent me off to college, he was like, "Don't come back with something I ain't leave you with." Right. And I knew exactly what he was talking about, and so with that, I understood that marriage was the expectation for my life from my father, right? So that's going on with that legacy that we're planning for our children. It starts from having that relationship with your child, right? And being able to show them what you expect of them. You can have so much expectations for your children, but are you living it? That's difficult. If you're not living it, if you're not exemplifying it, I think it's kind of like saying, all right, I want you to do this. I don't know how to do it. But I'm not even going to try to teach you how to do it. I'm not even going to introduce you to people who are going to teach it to you, but I want you to do it, and I feel like that's kind of setting up people, especially our young men, for, confusion in a way, What's your thoughts on that?
I'm 100% with you on that one. Okay, so my story is a little different. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, during the 80s, 90s, 2000s. I'm an 80s baby, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And, during the 80s and 90s, it's a little wilder than it is now. Mm-hmm. And it was normal because that's the environment I grew up in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It got better. I'm not saying I lived in the worst parts of Brooklyn. I did not, by far. But what struck me the most when you said it was preparation starts from at home. You know what I mean? You got that preparation from your father, which was passed down from his father and his father. Y'all could pass y'all energies down all the way down back to Africa, to the homeland. You see what I'm saying? So what would you tell that new father or that upcoming father or that young man who is thinking about fatherhood? You know, we always kind of we all kind of think about fatherhood here and there, like, you know, what would you tell him if he didn't have that father figure at home to prepare him like you was prepared? You see what I'm saying? We'll be like, I'm gonna just say one solid, and I know one ain't gonna do it. I know one ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? But something that, you know, amongst the top tier things to remember, amongst the top tier, what would be that one thing that you would say, you know what, bruh, I'm gonna give you this right here, you know, catch this right here, bruh?
I would say we're all gonna have expectations of ourselves and expectations of what we want our family to look like when we do have children, and to practice that expectation within yourself before creating that next generation as much as possible.
Practice that expectation yourself. That leads me to something I say frequently, you know, to my children. I say that to people I talk to all the time, is practice practicing. Practice practicing.
Tell me about that.
I'm about to go in on you.
Go ahead, break it down.
Practice practicing means you're preparing for preparation. Okay, how can I really be excellent at practicing if I've never practiced the art of practicing? You know what I mean? And then once I master practicing, okay, I can master the actual game itself. You know what I mean? So we got to take it steps back, because how do you practice practicing? Let me tell you how I practice practicing. Let's just go for something simple like exercising in the morning time. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
How do I practice practicing exercising in the morning time? Cool. Let me put my mind frame there first. Let me practice being there before I'm there first. You see what I'm saying? So how can I be somewhere before I'm being there? I'm about to tell you. If I'm going out for a run, right? Cool. Let me check the weather. Let me do the work that it takes to get to the practice. You see what I'm saying? That way the practice will be a little bit more easier. You know what I mean? Do the work to get to the practice. How do we get to a practice when you play basketball? You got to drive to the stadium. You got to drive to the courts. Or you got to walk there. You know what I mean? You can't come there naked. Sometimes real ballers bring their own ball. You know what I mean? Your gym bag. What's in your bag? You got extra shorts. You know what I mean? You got extra underwear because you know you be sweating. You know what I mean? You got your bar soap, because I know people who ballers, like, I'm gonna take a shower at the gym. You know what I mean? You got your whole setup. So what are you doing to get yourself to the practice area? You know what I mean? So
I like how
practicing.
I see the first thing that you did was close your eyes, right? The first thing you did was close your eyes and imagine it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saw it happen.
Right.
You know? And I think that's a powerful thing, to envision it before it's in the physical, you know? And I think that's manifestation, right? With so many things, you know? If you're gonna go to an interview, you practice that whole conversation in your head. If you about to go plan a date with your girl, you practice that. Like, you have that idea. You already know what you're gonna do. Bet we're gonna go get dinner. Boom, we're gonna go to the movies. Then we're probably gonna go bowling or something, right? But you practice. You have the vision of it in your head, so you already know how it's gonna play out. You know. So I love how you close your eyes first to envision it, because you have to see the vision first before it manifests in reality.
And one thing I always say too, I say a lot of things. You know how dads are. You know what I mean? You part of the club now, bro. You part of the club.
Thanks, man.
You know what I'm saying? Welcome aboard again.
Appreciate
but
it.
One thing I do, I say a lot of things that, you know, I say to my kids also, is this: you got to see yourself before you see yourself. You know what I mean? You got to see yourself before you see yourself, and this is multiple levels here. You know, I'm about to drop another one.
Okay.
You know, and I tell them this too, and it correlates. You know what I mean? People see you how you see yourself.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? People see you how you see yourself. You know what I mean? So you told me your name, Kofi. That's how I see you, because that's how you see yourself. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, being there before you actually there means, like you said, closing my eyes, putting myself there. Okay. So my advice to new fathers and potential fathers, you know, when it comes to goal setting and seeing yourself as a father. Okay. First thing you do, you know, close your eyes. However you do, I close my eyes and I ask myself, what is a father? You know what I mean? What is a father? We all have our different interpretations and definitions. One word that comes to mind, loving, to me, loving.
Yep.
So then I say, okay, what does love look like? You know what I mean? And there's different types of love, you know. You know, I got love for my bros, you know, I got love for my sis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My homegirls and my brothers, my, you know, my friends, my neighbors. But what does the love of a father look like on the scale of my love with everyone else? You see what I'm saying? Is the love of a father, you know, right beneath the love of my homeboy? You know what I mean? Is it right below the love that I have from my mom? You see what I'm saying? Or the love of a father, is that the love right below myself? Because, oh, this is deep right here, bro. A lot of times, and I'm gonna speak for myself.
Yeah.
There was a time in life where I felt like I had to love my children at the top tier. This is the top tier right here where the top of my head is. But I didn't realize that top tier was already reserved for me. So if I didn't know how to love myself unconditionally, there's no way possible I would know how to love anything or anyone at that caliber, even close. You see what I'm saying? Because I tell my kids all the time, my job as a father, my duty, my responsibility, I am mandated. I tell them like this, I'm mandated to prepare you for real life. Preparation. Like you said, and I always tell them preparation. I said preparation. And I said, I don't got it all, you know, but I'm 17 steps ahead. I mean, they already know. I said, how many steps I'm ahead? They already know, 17, Dad. Yeah, I'm 17 steps ahead. And 17 steps is not far. But with that 17 steps, I done travel a distance that you never traveled before. So I can see at a further distance than you can. I can see further because I'm ahead further than you. Even though you can still see me, but you can't see what I see because you're behind 17 steps.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? One thing we had in the military was, I'm doing a lot of talking, I gotta slow down.
Now you good, bro.
One thing in the military we had was called, when we go out and we do patrols. We do walking patrols. Walking patrols is you just walking in there like your police officers on the beat. You know what I mean? So we have walking patrols. I was in the Marine Corps, and we'll walk a certain area. You know, it'd be planned, but we're not just walking regular. You know what I mean? We walking in stagnant columns or different types of line movements, different movements. And one type of formation we had when we was doing formations or patrols, even if they do vehicle patrols or air patrols. One thing they had was a point man. Okay, a point man is an individual who is designated to be in the front, the point. Okay, the tip. You see what I'm saying? The point is always at the front. You see what I'm saying? And this person was at least 17. I'm just throwing 17 out there, but it was a few steps ahead of the platoon. You see what I'm saying? Or the fire team. And their job is they have to be the most observant. The most observant. Why? Because their job is to lead everyone behind them to a safe destination. And the thing is this, when you're the point man, you're not in charge, but you're in charge of everybody's movement. You see what I'm saying? Because the platoon commander is usually the guy in the center. He controls everyone.
And that's the one that's in charge.
Right. You see what I'm saying? He controls everyone. And usually he'll pick where he or she wants to stand or be at, but usually it's in the center, so that way everybody can see them. You see what I'm saying? And they do different hand movements. So, you know, stop, go, hold it, one person go. You know what I mean? So that point man now assumes the responsibility of the authority of the movement of the platoon.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I say all that to say this, you know what I mean? I'm ahead. I'm the point man. You see what I'm saying? And the most dangerous job about being a point man is you could be the first one to die. You could be the first one to die because you ahead. You could hit a bomb. You could go through the door first and get shot first. You see what I'm saying? It's dangerous to be a point man. So that's why your movements must be carefully tailored.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's important though to know that as the father and as the leader of the family, that's your duty, right? Like you're not only the platoon commander, right? But you're also the point man, you know, because you are the head of the family and you're ahead of the family, you know. So you have to already understand what's lying out ahead of the family that you're leading them to, you know, where you're leading your family to. You have to go out there. You have to search those grounds. So I think that's important to know, you know, because you can't just wake up, take your family to a foreign place and you don't even got Google Maps. You know, you ain't got Waze on, you know.
Right. So before the preparation happens, you see what I'm saying? What are the realities? Because I'm working on a series right now, or I'm working on another video, and this video is gonna, I'm gonna give it away because this is too good. This is too high. I can't keep this to myself. You know what I mean? It's called the threshold of fatherhood. The threshold of fatherhood. Why did I name it that? Because it's something about that threshold, and the threshold, to be clear to those who don't know, is the space that's in a doorway right before you get into somewhere.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. So for me, the threshold of fatherhood was when I knew I did the business without protecting myself. You see what I'm saying? I'm standing in that threshold waiting for the call, or waiting for I'm late, or it ain't come, or I'm positive. You see what I'm saying? I already knew I was in the threshold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a scary feeling. You know what I mean? And it's different. There's different levels to the threshold, because the first level of threshold, you're like, oh shoot, as long as I hear within a few days, we good. We good. Woo, dodge the bullet. And then the next level is where, babe, I'm late. I'm gonna go to the doctor. Doing the crossing the fingers, you know, in the doctor office, you know, and the doctor's, oh, it's just a false alarm. You're like, whoo. Thank you, God, I ain't never gonna do that again.
I hear you.
And then you get to that next level of threshold where they send you the picture.
Yeah.
And you see the it's not the Jesus sign either. It's the positive sign. You know what I mean? And now you're positively been identified as the father. You know what I mean? That threshold right there, you know, where you think in your mind, do I stay or do I go? And I'm not saying that everybody has this thought, but I know, at least the people I talk to, we all had the thought. I'm not saying that we executed it, but just real talk. Do I stay or do I go? Am I happy or am I sad?
Yeah.
Is this what I wanted or not what I wanted? Am I ready or am I not ready?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's next? Can you talk about the threshold of fatherhood for you? Because you just went through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think for me, that threshold was very different than yours. I'm married, you know, and I'm excited for it. So I never had that thought, do I stay or do I go? Nah, we was already ready, you know. So for me, man, my wife explained to me that we were expecting right before we were about to go out to a costume party. Nice. Matter of fact, we coming up on the anniversary. We came up on the anniversary of her sharing it with me on like Halloween weekend, and then we're coming up on the anniversary of us sharing it with our family on Thanksgiving weekend, right? So she explained to me, I was like, oh man, look who's pregnant, you know? And then she was like, oh, speaking of pregnancy, and then she showed me, you know what I'm saying, the positive test, and I'm like, all right, bet, like, let's go, you know? But to have the idea of should I stay or should I go, that wasn't really that's not really what came up. What did come up was, how am I going to make sure that this child has everything that they need? You know, how do I find out that, right? There were times where I was shook, right? I was a little bit nervous, you know. It was times where I was like, man, how am I going to, like, this world is mad different, you know?
Yes.
I would say the importance of having a mentor, right? Who you could seek guidance from, you know, not only one, but multiple. I was able to reach out to my father. I was able to reach out to other men in my circle. I was able to reach out to other mentors of mine, because obviously my dad is going to have a very different perspective on fatherhood than another man who did not raise me, but he was in my life. You know what I'm saying? My father's going to have that different perspective. And so would other teachers that I've had. So will every other man who is a father. They're all going to have different perspectives. So with having as large a village of mentors as possible, you're able to take that different wisdom from each one and cultivate it into the type of father that you will be. You can take it or you can deny it. And then you'll be able to say, all right, bet this is what's going to make me the dad that I want to be, But I would say, though, I think it's very important to marry the right woman, right? Before going into risky sexual behavior. Because as many of our friends know, that could open up a rabbit hole of a life that you don't want. It's possible. And the risk of that, I don't think it's very worth it. Just going by some of the experiences that I've seen from other men. I have not lived it, but I think that from the experiences that I've seen from other men, it's not worth that risk of being risky without someone who that you're committed to and they're committed to. And what I mean by the right woman, right? It's not just, all right, bet, man, I love this girl. She my world. Oh my God. Nah, it's not that, man. You have to really have, marriage is a business. You know what I'm saying? You need to really sit down, have marriage meetings. You need to really sit down and negotiate with each other what your marriage is going to look like, what your children is going to look like, what your family is going to look like before y'all even get married. Like I said, it's not just that Disney fairy tale, man, we was together since high school. I love this girl. Nah, man. As the leaders of our communities, we need to do better when it comes to choosing our mates. We need to choose wisely who we're going to procreate with.
If you don't mind, and I was going to ask you the same thing.
Yep.
You said marrying the right woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From your perspective, okay. And I know you could talk about your queen all day long, bro. I know you can, because I could do the same thing in my mind, Well, what's one of the key things that you looked for, or you would, matter of fact, not you look for, that you would give advice to another young man, another man, even someone our age, you know what I'm saying, to the right woman? And I know the right woman is different for each man, but there's certain principles, there's certain pillars. Just like a vehicle, every car is different, but every car got to have some wheels on there. You know what I mean? It got to have a steering wheel, and it got to have seats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I will argue, man.
That's core for a woman for marriage. You know what I mean? Looking for a good woman.
I would say it changes as much as you change. I've matured so much since I first started going with my wife. I've matured so much since I first started courting her. You know what I'm saying? When I first met her,